Hey, Mama Girl, welcome to Prep and Lance Podcast. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in this week. I am your host / travel agent, Jamie, and in this episode, we're answering the question, where can I start saving my money for this trip, honey? We're trying to go on these trips, we're trying to do all these things, and we need to save our money because overtime is not in our ministry. It's just not. Where can I save? Where can I start to save for this trip? And the answer is groceries. Let's look at these groceries. So grab your water and come on in here and let's have good conversation. Come on back now. So the first thing you have to do, Mama Girl, is budget. Yes, that word that we don't necessarily like, but we know we need it because that's the only way to enjoy life is budgeting. Budgeting to make sure that we are not overspending in categories that we did not mean to spend in, okay? So budgeting is the best way to start and stay organized so that you can be effective in saving your money for your travels. Once you do that, you can create a meal plan and a shopping list for all the things that you want to cook, whether you're doing it like a week at a time or 2 weeks at a time, or shoot, if you good like that, you can do it for the whole month, depending on how you plan out your week, your meals, okay? Create a shopping list from that. The question that I feel coming up in your spirit is, where do I start when I'm planning my meals, Jamie? And the answer is the best place to start is what you already have in your pantry. Now listen, if you are like me, you already have some canned goods in your pantry that were never used for their intended purpose, and pasta that was left from the last spaghetti dish, oatmeal because you never made them overnight oats. Listen, it goes on and on and on. You already have supplies in your pantry, so you should look in there. You should look in there and see what you have. And you can make recipes, you can make your meals based off of what you already have in your pantry to help you save some money, so you're not buying a whole new wardrobe, if you will, of groceries. You'll just have select items that you add to enhance your pantry your pantry so that you can save money and you can use the stuff that you already have in your house. Okay, so the next thing, you've created the shopping list. You have your meals planned out. You've got your budget, how much money you spending. Okay, so let's shop. Now, there are different ways that you can shop, and we have COVID to thank for that. So let's give 3 caps to COVID. 1, 2, 3. You can go in the traditional way. We're going in, picking up your own groceries, and then from there, buying them, bringing them home. You can do grocery buying services, shopping services like Instacart. As far as me and my house, now listen, I do better shopping when I have a shopping service like Instacart do my shopping for me, or I have the associates at the grocery store shop for me, because if I go in there myself, my budget will be $100 and I'll come out with $400 worth of items. And $300 of those dollars will go down the drain because I won't do anything with it. So whatever way you choose to do your shopping, remember to stick to the plan and do not deviate. Do not deviate from the plan, okay? Some additional ways to save money on your grocery bill is by buying in bulk any of your non-perishable items, the things that your family use frequently, like toilet paper and paper towels, so forth and so on. So just to make sure that I'm saving money, because since I'm buying it on a regular, might as well buy bulk. That way I don't have to buy it but one time and then it lasts for a longer period of time. If you are part of a loyalty program, you can also use that program to save money as well. And you can also become a couponer. Now, I will say this. Couponing requires a lot of prep time, a lot of organizational skills. And if you do not have the time to prep, or you do not possess the level of organization required to make sure that you are keeping up with all the dates and all the different discounts and what goes with this and that and dings and doots and dinga, and all of that, I wouldn't recommend that. But if that's something that you want to try, honey, go at it. And if you are, teach me how to do it, and teach me how to do it to where I'm not stressing. If I can do it to where I can stay organized and not stress and be able to prep it, and it not mess up what I already got going on with all the different schedules that I have going on. I was like, I will definitely do the couponing. But if you can, that's the option for you. And if you can't, honey, I understand, because we're in the same boat together. Let's keep on going. Other ways to save on groceries would be doing things like comparing prices and shopping during the sales, and buying generic brands instead of name brands. Now, I know a lot of y'all mamas are like, it's the name brand for me. It's the name brand for me. Listen, believe me when I tell you that with some of those items, you can't really tell the difference. Like for me, with the olive oil, I'll just go ahead and buy Food Lion's olive oil, because the olive oil it all cooks the same. It's all olive oily. If that makes sense. Now, but I understand when it comes to that cereal. Now I understand completely when it comes to that cereal, because Frosted Crisps do not taste like Frosted Flakes. In fact, they taste a little bit like sweetened cardboard. And that's a flavor that I never wish to put into my mouth again. So there's some things that you can buy store brand, and some things that you can buy name brand and can't tell the difference. And there's some things that you can. But if your family doesn't have an issue with the different flavors, then honey, do that. Save money where you can. Okay, because at the end of the day, the goal is travel. The goal is travel, and if we can save money on our groceries, then that's a good place to start. Another thing you should consider is buying items during the season. Eating with the seasons can save you money. Why? Because the items are in abundance, and for the most part, you can buy them locally sourced versus going cross country to buy them. And what does that mean, ladies? That means the stores do not have to pay a whole bunch of money for shipping and handling, and because they don't have to pay a whole bunch of money for the shipping, you don't have to pay a whole bunch of money for the purchasing of the item. Okay, it's a win-win type of situation. And eating for the season offers a variety in your meal planning to make sure that y'all not eating the same thing every day. Now, if y'all can eat the same thing every day, yay. But I know as far as me and my house, we like a little bit of variety in our meals. So eating with the seasons help us do that, and it helps us save money as well. Other ways to save would be to limit the processed food. So processed food, I'll give y'all a little secret. When I learned this, I kept it in my mind, and I'll give y'all a little secret that I remember. So the store is made up, it has a whole bunch of sections, a whole bunch of aisles, whatever, but the store is made up mainly of two sections. You have the inner section, which are your aisles, and then you have the outer section. The outer section is where you'll find all of your fresher produce. So all of the dairy, all of the fruits and vegetables, all of the meat. In the inner section is where you'll find a whole bunch of processed stuff that's been canned, stuff that's been boxed, stuff that's been processed to the point where the shelf life lasts a lot longer than the shelf life of the food in the outer part. So buying fresh produce versus already packaged produce will help you save money, and it's healthier. You have more control when you buy fresh. Okay. Also, you want to limit your spending on prepackaged convenience foods. So what do I mean by that? I mean like chips, cookies, canned goods, basically the inner stuff, the inner aisle stuff. Limit to that. Okay. And usually making your own snacks, making your own chips, making your own granola, making your own fruit chews, whatever. Making your own stuff is usually cheaper than already buying it made. Now, granted, when you make it, because I love making fresh bread. That's my thing. So it is cheaper. I know that to be a fact. But it is more time. You are giving more time and energy to getting this stuff in your household so that you and your family can enjoy it, consume it, all that good stuff. So if you do not have that time, then honey, use another saving method. But if you do have time like that, if you want to create time like that, then I encourage you to make more of your snacks, more of your staple foods, and save money that way. Okay, another way to save money on your groceries is to reduce your waste. There are like tons of people on YouTube videos and podcasts and TikToks, Instagrams, blogs, all the things. All the things. You think of it, you name it, they have it. Okay, you can look at these people and see how to store your food and utilize all the parts of your food. Proper food storage will lead to less waste, first and foremost, and more food for you and your family to enjoy. Okay. Also, don't sleep on these leftovers. Leftovers means less cooking for you, okay? If your family is not big on eating the same meal for, a couple of days, they want more variety, that's fine. Depending on what you prepared, you can freeze the items and save it for a later time. Cooking and having leftovers will save you time and energy, especially on those busy nights. Let's talk about eating habits. Are you eating out more than you are eating in? Mama, I get it. As a busy mama, it's so much easier to grab. It's so much easier to grab and go. But let's be honest, these fast food restaurants are getting expensive. I mean, we got $10, $15 plates. It'd be different if it was back in my day when it was $5, $10. But no, we up to $10, $15 plates. This is almost a 4-star restaurant, ladies. Because when you go to a fancy restaurant, you spending a good $20 on a plate, if not more. Okay, so they trying to up their scale. They trying to go up with the fancy restaurants, and do we really have the finances for that? Can we just dedicate, instead of spending that money on the plate from McDonald's, going and getting some groceries for the same price, getting more groceries for the same price, and being able to spread those meals over the week versus just having $15 per person just for one meal? Because it just seems more logical. And again, like I said, you do this by cooking enough to where you have leftovers. I'm doing some meal prepping and knocking it out the ballpark. That's a good way to do that. Okay, I'm not saying stop eating out completely. That's not what I'm saying. I want you, if you like eating out, honey, eat out. Just don't eat out every day. Okay, don't do that, because you know what? Let's just do some math real quick. Let's just go ahead with $10 a meal for me and my daughter for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we are doing 10 times 2 is 20. So you're spending $20 each meal. So 20 times 3 is $60. You are spending $60 a day for three meals. For 3 meals for 2 people. 3 meals for 2 people is $60 a day. And if you times that by 5, not by 7, we're not including the weekends. Times that by 5, you're looking at $300. That's $300. That for me in my house, I spend on average probably, if I'm being completely honest with myself, probably $150 for the week. $150 for 2 people for the week. That's breakfast, lunch, dinner for the week. And water. We only drink water in my house. So for the week. But juice, even if you get juice for the week, it'll probably still be, you can get that in your $150 budget. So you telling me $300, that's 2 weeks worth of groceries right there. And you giving it to McDonald's. I'm saying McDonald's. I don't even eat McDonald's. I'm usually Arby's or dairy or whatever your weakness is, whatever your fast food weakness is. You giving that money to these fast food companies when you could be giving it to a grocery store and then having your meal stretched for the week. Have your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your snacks, your juice, your sweet tooth, all that for the week. And is that enough perspective for you, Mama Girl? Do you get it? Do you get it? Again, I'm not saying stop eating out completely. I'm just saying, do we need to eat out every day, every meal? For everybody, because it's not just you, it's you and your babies. All of us got to eat. And that adds up so quickly. It's one thing to just be like, oh, it's only $20 here. Oh, it's only $15 here. Oh, it's only $50 here. But when you add that joker up and you actually see what you're spending in a week, it's the perspective is so much different. Now, Mama Girl, I've covered a lot already, but I want to mention a few other tips that you might want to consider to make sure that you're saving money while you're shopping for these groceries. Okay, so the first thing, do your shopping alone. Find a sitter. Take the babies to their godparents, their grandparents, their auntie and uncle and them, all your grandmama, all them. Okay, somebody, and go shopping by yourself. Don't go, take them babies with you. Okay, let your shopping experience be a solo trip. This will help you stay focused and not be pressured into buying something that you did not plan for. Okay? Also, never go to the grocery store on an empty stomach. That is the worst thing. The worst thing to do. Eat something before you go, because if you don't, everything in that store will look good and you will overspend. It's not a might. It's a will, because you'll say, "Ooh, that was so tasty." Because, if you go to Sam's has them samples. Sam's is a trap. Never go to Sam's on an empty stomach, because they'll have you taste all them taste testers. And honey, you be buying stuff that you don't even like just because it was good in that moment, and the grandma was smiling at you, and you said, "You know what, Grandma, I'm gonna go ahead and take this box off your cart. That way you can go ahead and do whatever you need to do and get off that cart." Because that's what you're doing. You over here selling me stuff that I don't need. Oh, we love the grandmas and grandpas at Sam's. Let's give them a clap. 3 claps for you, honey. You doing a thing. Go ahead and sell them things. Just don't sell it to us, because we on a saving frenzy. We trying to save this money for this trip. Listen, that's all I have for you, Mama Girl. You have a goal of saving money for your trip. You had no idea where to start, and so I'm telling you where to start. You need to start with your groceries. You need to start prioritizing, making sure that your food is not breaking your checking account every time you get paid, okay? I've given you several money-saving options to try for you to see what will work in your home. So, it may seem like tiny steps, Mama Girl, but even tiny footprints get bigger with time. Because you used to have a size 0 foot. Now your foot is a size 10 or 9. I think the average is 8. A size 8. You have a size 8 foot. So you see how your footprint got bigger. And that's exactly what will happen when you start saving. The little things will get big with time, okay? I said all that just to say that every step counts, okay? So don't think that you just making these little steps, these little moves ain't doing nothing. Honey, every step counts. So I have homework for you. And I know it's been a while. I was giving y'all a little break, but now it's time to get back in it. I want you to choose 2 to 3 things that you can do that we've talked about and apply it to your grocery shopping experiences. With the money that you save, whether it be $200 or $4, take it and put it in your savings account that is dedicated to your vacation funds. And watch that money grow, honey. Watch them footsteps grow. Watch them grow. Oh my gosh. Again, Mama Girl, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you have found it to be both informative and inspirational. If you like this podcast or others, I want you to share them with someone else, because that will really help me out, okay? If you have any questions about this topic or any other topics for that matter, you can contact me by going to my website, www.prepandland.com. That's PREPANDLAND.com. As always, Mama Girl, choose to make life an experience and experience the life that you choose. Don't just be up in here existing, honey. Live. Till next time, Mama Girl. Peace. Okay.